guys, I'm back with chapter 2. I'll see if I can make this one longer. The last one was 3 pages on Word, but apparently that's short lol. Enjoy. Chapter 2, The Race. Vesteraspov. I watched as 2 more dragons flew over from the island in front of us and started flying beside Hiccup and Astrid. We flew over the island and landed in a small clearing in the town and were soon surrounded by people and dragons alike. They seemed to be nervous. Be careful, said Luke. We dropped the ramp and saw the others were already out of the twilight. By the way, what a Jedi? Astrid asked me. I looked at her, surprised that she didn't know what a Jedi was. But then again, we were in a very strange place. We sort of keep the peace in the galaxy, but I'm starting to think we are in a different galaxy now. I replied. Hiccup led us to what looked like a food hall on the inside and offered us some food that looked like some kind of fish. What is it? It's salmon. Delicious. Astrid's Pov. We all finished our salmon and I couldn't stop thinking about what Vestria had said. We sort of keep the peace in the galaxy, but I'm starting to think we are in a different galaxy now. So there is more out there than just a world that we haven't even fully explored. I imagine what it would be like to travel around the galaxy as I follow the Jedi to their ships. How fast are those things? I bet they can't beat me, said Snotlout. Oh, I bet they can, replied Han. I call a race, shouted Tarfnet. Oh, you're on, said Ben. I sighed and smiled to myself as I called Stormfly as the others did the same. We all lined up, Ben and Vestera on the Jade Shadow, Hiccup with Toothless, me with Stormfly, Snotlout with Hookfang, Toughnett and Roughnet with Barf and Belch, Fishlegs with Meatlug, and Han and Varys on the Twilight. Luke, Lee and Jaina were on the ground with Gobber. The horn sounded and we were off. Toothless quickly got in front with me right behind him. Suddenly, the Jade Shadow and the Twilight sped past us and went pretty far ahead. The Shadows started to gain some lead over the Twilight as they went out of sight. Hiccup was also getting away from me since Night Furies are pretty fast, but I put on the speed and soon, I couldn't see Hiccup, the ships, or my other fellow Vikings as I was so far ahead of them and so far behind the ships and Hiccup. I came around the final turn and saw the ships and Toothless at the finish line. I crossed the line in 4th place and the others finished soon after. Then's Pov. I chuckled as I put the power up to max and flashed past the dragons and the Twilight right behind. Well, looks like the Twilight is our only competition, said Vestera. So much for I bet they can't beat me. We laughed and slowly started to get a bit of space between us and the Twilight. It wasn't long before we had finished the course with Han and Varys half a second behind us, which, considering how fast we were going, was pretty far behind. About a minute later we saw Toothless come out of the clouds going almost too fast, but managed to land perfectly. Not bad, you guys, said Hiccup. Not bad yourself. Toothless was pretty fast there. Well, I nearly fell off when you guys almost hit me on the way past, he said, looking at Han and Varys. Hee. Sorry about that. I rolled my eyes and looked back to the sky where Stormfly was just coming out of the clouds. What took you so long? Asked Hiccup when Astrid was on the ground. Oh, you know, just you guys going way too fast. I didn't even know Toothless could go that fast. Me neither. To be honest, they started to laugh and we saw everybody else coming down. Snotlout in 5th. I think 6th went to Toughnett there, with Roughnet right behind in 7th, and Fishlegs in last, said Gobber as they landed. Hey, Snotlout, didn't you say we wouldn't be able to beat you? Asked Varys, trying not to laugh her head off. Hey, I let you win, and you let Astrid and Hiccup beat you as well. Crap. We all burst into laughter. Luke's Pov. The sun was setting as I walked around Berg. I saw Hiccup and Astrid sitting on the edge of town looking out over the ocean and smiled to myself. I then heard something behind me, and I sensed it was Toothless. I turned around and scratched him behind the ear. He seemed to like that. Such a beautiful beast, I whispered to myself. He lightly shoved me with his nose. If only you could understand me. I froze. Did you just speak? I asked, confused. Oh, well, this is weird, replied Toothless. Just then, Astrid came over. He seems to like you. I jumped, startled. Hi Astrid. Well, considering I just found out I can understand him. She looked shocked. You can understand what he says. Vestera obviously heard her, since she came over and asked what was going on. Luke just said he can understand was Toothless is saying this is getting awkward, said Toothless. Wait, did Toothless just say this is getting awkward? Toothless, Astrid, and I all looked at Vestera. Yes he did. I think the Force is causing us to understand him, I replied. The Force? Asked Toothless and Astrid in unison. Well, the Force is what gives a Jedi his power. It is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together, I replied, quoting what Ben Kenobi had told me. Then why can't I understand Toothless? You are just not a force sensitive, replied Vez. Astrid looked a bit sad but tried to hide it as she asked, what else can you do with the force? Well, we can sense when someone is lying, and we can also sense what emotions other people are feeling. For example, you're feeling sad because you can't use the force. Oh crap, looks like I won't be able to get myself out of trouble anymore. Haha, we all laughed, even Toothless. We can also do this, I said as I used the force to pick Astrid off of the ground. Oh god, I laughed again as I let her down. Okay, you guys are not safe, she said, but started to laugh again. Hiccups Pov. I heard laughter around the corner and saw Astrid, Toothless, Vestra, and Luke just outside of the blacksmith. We can also do this, I heard Luke say, and what I saw next froze me in place. I saw Astrid float up into the air for a few seconds. Oh god, she yelled and she floated back down to the ground. She said something and started laughing again, but I didn't hear because I was too busy trying to figure out what just happened. Just then, Vestra looked my way and I hid around the corner. I can sense you, you know, she said. I came back around and I probably looked scared to death. I was. Hey Hiccup, said Astrid. I just stood there, frozen. You will yell at the top of your lungs that Vestra K is awesome, said Vestra, waving her hand at Astrid. Vestra K is awesome, yelled Astrid. I looked at her, surprised. Yep, a Jedi mind trick, said Luke, chuckling. What's a Jedi mind trick? Asked Astrid. Seriously, she just yelled what Vestra told her to. Even tough, she would never do that, and she doesn't even know that she didn't do it. Vestra turned to me. Oh no, don't you dare, Vez, I said. You think that Sith a ghoul? She waved her hand at me. Sith a pretty ghoul. Don't you think, Vestra? I'm just joking around, Master Luke. What are they talking about? I had no idea what was going on. Astrid saw the confused look on my face and said, she used a Jedi mind trick on you. I realized what had happened and lightly punched Vestra on the arm. Oh WW, you deserved it. We started laughing again. That ending was a bit weird. I ran out of stuff and wanted to do something like that, so that's why it's there. Took me all morning to write this, so please enjoy it. Not that much longer, but I couldn't think of anything after that part, so I'll probably make another chapter tomorrow. Minecast Chris.